Hello and welcome to the Music Level 3 Extended Diploma course. I'm John, I'm a music technician here, and today I'm going to be giving you a very brief introduction into one of the key bits of software we're going to be using and learning to use throughout the course. So the software in question is Logic Pro. Now, Logic Pro is a digital audio workstation, or DAW, and basically that means it's a bit of software on our computer that allows us to record, edit, produce, and create audio. I'm not sure if any of you have used something like this before. Maybe you've had a mess around on GarageBand, or perhaps you've even used Logic before and are very comfortable using Logic. We will be starting from the very beginning from this, so we will be working our way up. And today I'm just going to show you the real basics of just how to record a little bit of audio and move that around essentially. There's a lot of information, there's a lot of tools, there's a lot of things we can do on this. I'm not going to go through and explain every one of them initially. I think it's best that we just focus on a small task and get started that way. So we're going to dive straight in and launch Logic. This will bring us to this screen here, or it may prompt us to ask which project we'd like to start, in which case we'd select empty project, and then we're brought to this screen here. So the first option, software instrument, that would essentially all this is choosing which track we'd like to start our project with. So it doesn't matter if we make a mistake here, or if we choose the wrong one, we can delete it and choose another one later. Not a problem. Software instrument, now that gives us access to a really fantastic bank of virtual instruments that are contained within Logic. Everything from synthesizers to acoustic guitars. We're not interested in that today. As I say, we're just going to record a bit of audio. So there's our audio option. We also have a drummer track as well, external MIDI where we could plug in external MIDI instruments, and guitar and bass. All of those things we're going to go into later on. We're also not going to worry too much about this here at the moment, and we're just going to select audio and begin. Now, as you see, when we start, we've got a lot of different symbols, a lot of different buttons, a lot to choose from. I'm not going to go through and explain all of those, as I mentioned, but a really fantastic tool is up here in the top left. This tiny little question mark is the quick help button. That basically gives us a brief explanation of all of these icons. So if we go around over here, I'll just get rid of that. To this metronome icon up here, that'll give us some information. That is the metronome, and we can use that to keep in time when we're recording. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off for now, because as much as it's useful, and I do recommend that you keep that on for maybe the first week or so you're learning Logic, as it does just help you navigate. I'm going to turn it off because the giant yellow boxes are incredibly annoying. As you can see, initially we've got some audio coming in. This is the level of audio at the moment. Just to make sure that you're getting the right input in. So for example, I'm going through this microphone to a Scarlett interface and then into Logic. So the first thing that you want to do to make sure that you're getting audio in correctly through, if it's your microphone in your laptop or a microphone going into an interface like me, we go to Logic Pro at the top here, Preferences, Audio, and there we can just check that we've got the right input selected. Another thing that I would do is go over to the Advanced Tools and click Show Advanced Tools. It's just better in terms of learning process to have all the tools there at your disposal from the beginning, rather than learn and then turn that on sort of like a few weeks into the course, and suddenly all of this stuff appears and you don't know what to do yourself. So we'll tick that as well if it's not ticked. So as you see, we've got the input coming in here. We've also got it down here. This is because this track here is essentially a replica of this channel strip. So this channel strip, which we can hide away or show with this little inspector button here, and that just gives us a little bit more information on what we've got going on here. So I'm just going to go through. We have the mute button. That's just going to mute any audio going in or coming out of this channel. Solo mutes everything else. So if we had, let's say, 10 tracks and we just wanted to listen to one, we'd solo that individual one, mute everything else, and it's just a much quicker, easier way to do it. We have the input monitoring button that allows us to hear what's coming in. So I can hear through other ways what's coming into my headphones at the moment, but if not, I wouldn't be able to hear my own voice ticking that, and it would come right through to my headphones. We've also got the record enable button that we're going to select because we're going to be recording soon. Just allows the computer to know that, yeah, we're going to be recording soon, allow the signal through. Okay, as we move up, we've obviously got this volume here. We're going to just adjust that to adjust the volume, and then just above it, pan. So that'll be if we want the audio to come through on our left headphone completely, maybe on our right headphone completely, or somewhere in between. It's not something we're interested in at the moment, so we'll leave that be. We've already selected our input, and it's coming in through input 1. That's absolutely fine. And then this we're not going to worry about too much as well. Later down the line, when we do choose audio effects, if we're going to go for sort of delays and things, they're all to be found here as well. So the inspector menu just gives us a breakdown of what's going on that particular channel. We've got all of our settings correct at the moment. We can see audio is coming through. So I want to go up here and I just want to do a bit of recording, and I'll record me saying hello. So as you can see, this is a toolbar that you may recognize from basically every piece of digital equipment ever. We've also got a cycle button here at the end. We're not going to worry too much about that in a minute, but this is just going to allow us to navigate our timeline. So to play, stop, forward, all the usual stuff. We can also just drag around to navigate through the track. Here as well, you can see these numbers changing. This just allows us to know where we are in the track. We've also got our beats per minute here. So if we wanted to, we knew that the track we were recording, we only wanted 100 beats per minute. We changed that initially when we start the project, because it may be a little bit more complicated if you want to do that later on. We've got all kind of options of what we want to show up here as well, so we can customize it to time perhaps if that was more useful for us, I'm not sure. But that is something that we're not going to worry about too much at the moment. We just want to record. So we'll get a countdown of 4. That's the automatic setting. Again, something we can change later, just to let the musician or singer or whoever know that we've got 4 beats before we start. Hello. Okay, so I've got my little recording of me saying hello. Fantastic. I'm now going to stop this. I can just press spacebar as well. That's an easier way to do it, but for now I'm just going to press stop. Spacebar is just start and stop, a little shortcut that you'll probably be used to through using other systems. So we're going to go back, and we've got a little hello there, and then we've got all of this rubbish I said afterwards. So we don't want that. We're going to get rid of that. The best way to do that is just to come to the end of the clip and drag this all the way back, so we're just left off with hello. We can do it from the start as well. And another option is if we go to the top right, it will give us the chance to loop this. No one should be subject to me saying hello over and over again. But if we wanted to loop a drum track or something, this would be a fantastic way to do that. Okay, so we're just going to play that back, have a quick listen. Hello. There we are. So we've recorded and played back some audio in Logic. And that's sort of our first task. I will say as well that, as you can see, there's a lot of different things that can go on with Logic. Same in the recording studios as well. So if there's ever a time that something is covered in a lesson, whether it be to do with Logic, whether it be to do with Sibelius or some of the other software, or whether it be to do with the actual maintenance and workings of the music studio, my door is always open. There is honestly no stupid questions at all. I'm always happy to run through something, no matter how many times it's been gone through before. I do understand how confusing and difficult these things can be, or maybe you want to ask about a new technique that we haven't covered in class yet. Anything at all, do come down and say hello, and we can go through that together. So absolutely here to support you through the course. So thank you very much for listening into this first little tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you soon.